Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. I'm going to make a quick review of the market, looking at a few commodities and see how the planes are going on and what could be ahead of us for the coming days. So starting with WTI crude oil. So I was mentioning we are having some key divergence on the 4 hours, so looking at some exhaustion move to the upside with 46.5 looking to be quite solid resistance for now. We got today a very bearish report that has been potentially anticipated. As we've seen, the reaction is more on the buy side here, but I think it will be short-lived. That kind of move, I doubt it will actually move back up. We've seen that channel got broken. Now we are retesting it again about 46. I think that's on the RSI divergence trend line, which very likely make a good short entry point here at 46, waiting for some confirmation that we are not actually breaking higher than that. But yeah, I think with the price action we can see here, I doubt it will actually keep moving up. So the plan for now would be from a short entry at 46, get a retracement down for the first divergence that would actually point to something quite shallow, about 45, but I think we could actually go back and retest the 43.5 level. That's been the previous resistance that's now becoming key support. So let's see how we go for the next coming days, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more upside, some rejection, and then we drop, break that trend line here on the RSI. It's been attacked already, it's back up. We should get some resolution this week regardless. Moving to natural gas, we've seen some rebound on 240, was expected, getting that divergence working quite nicely. So we got another drop that's been bought back very quickly. We're still having on the 4 hours the 20 MA that's actually capping any attempt to break higher, so that could keep posing some issues and we could see a triple bottom on 240. Still holding long on this, and I will just keep it, except if we actually break that level convincingly, keeping a stop loss a bit lower. But I think there's no major changes. Either we're going back down, revisit that level, or we actually maintain here and break higher. I think we are going to see 275 is probably the right level to close that long trade and start thinking about reopening short position for the final move, or potentially final move back down to fill the gap at 2.1. Looking at silver, so we got some new tests of that trend line, solid rejection on the back of a major 4 hours divergence that's pointing to an end for this move below $20. But for now we're still holding onto that figure, and 22 is holding the price for now. We've seen some reversal again here with another divergence on the 4 hours that's been set on a shorter actually period of time. I believe it's a matter of time until we actually break the 24 level and we go and retest 22. Should we break 22? Of course that would be quite significant change, because that would actually power potentially a major move to the downside here, as I was pointing on in other videos, and that would be looking potentially at sub $15 price. Of course we are not there, maybe 22 will hold. That's what the divergence is actually telling us, so that level might not break and we might not actually go lower than 20, and maybe even 22 might hold, but still there will be selling pressure on silver in the coming days or so. So be extremely careful if trying to open long at this point. Looking at platinum, that looked quite nice from a technical point of view. It's been under attack since we actually got the breakout, revisit the 1030, and now we are pushing the price a little bit lower. We can see that the RSI trend line is still holding on nicely. We're still having a bit of room to go, which is why I believe we might see 1000 potentially stretch the price a little bit lower, as platinum tends to actually overcorrect a little bit. But we can see that that accumulation phase we had here did actually manage to break that level, and I think in any case sub 1000 will be bought quickly, and we should see resuming of that move to the upside following that breakout. The technical is pointing to a much higher level now. That can of course take a fair bit of time to get there, but that's the idea. Looking at the higher than 1400 level, it was actually pointing up already here, but yes, that's roughly where we are intending to see that trade going. How long that will take, of course, that's a different thing. It could actually be early next week, next year, or later on, of course. But yeah, that's just the idea of the level. That figure until we actually resume the upturn could actually end. And finally, looking at coffee. So we had a few days a little bit negative, as we can see, with the pressure building up on the RSI trend line here. I believe as long as we are staying above 116, we are still rather safe with that accumulation pattern. We can still, of course, drop a little bit lower, reject, push back higher, and then still having that figure being valid. But the risk under 116 will be clearly to go back down, retest the trend line here, so that will take us at 106 level, which is a little bit far. Cannot really afford to keep a stop loss that far from that position here. So yes, that's the risk we can carry on at the moment on coffee. Of course, ideally we would see a bounce here. Either it takes like this or more time, it doesn't really matter, but then we would be looking at the breakout of that large pattern here, and looking at the 145 target. But of course, that's far from done. We need to see the buyer stepping in and defending that level to see some more accumulation under 124.5 until we can get a clean breakout and get to the target for the swing. So yeah, that's about it on the market. I'll do a couple of other videos over the weekend. Until then, I wish you safe trading, and I speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.